The person who experienced this ordeal asked for her identity to be kept private, but would like her story to be told to raise awareness about violence against women and girls and to empower those who might be experiencing something similar to come forward and seek help. You deserve better. Can you relate to any of the contents of this story? I was 15 years old when I met my boyfriend. He was 4 years older than me. I could pass for 16 or 18. My body was well developed for 15 years old. I had asked him to guess my age, but he kept coming up with the wrong answer. For a week, I didn't reveal how old I was to him. When I finally revealed my age, he was furious and told me to stay away from him because he's no pedo and he didn't want to go to jail. Once he had calmed down, I suggested we remain friends until I became 16, which was in 9 months' time, because I really liked him, and I could see that he liked me too. He agreed to wait until I turned 16, before we ventured into sexual territory. I thought to myself, he's a true gentleman. 9 months seemed like a lifetime away, especially when you've fallen for someone. To be honest, I couldn't wait to be with him. I couldn't think about anything else but getting physical with him. For the next 9 months, we spoke on the phone every day and night. As my 16th birthday drew near, I felt anxious. He wasn't pressuring me or anything. Like I said, he was a true gentleman. Not once did I ever think, is he the man for me? On the night of my 16th birthday, yes, you guessed it right, the cherry got popped. My virginity was gone. Can't get it back now. We did it all the time, anytime, anywhere, multiple times per day. He was well experienced in that field. I was so in love with him, and he was in love with me. Also, I thought. To me, he was my world. He couldn't put a foot wrong. As our relationship grew stronger, we decided that I should move in with him in his family home. The family adored me. Our relationship continued to grow. I couldn't believe I had this perfect man in my life. We couldn't keep our hands off each other until my life changed drastically. Just after my 17th birthday, I discovered I was pregnant. We were having unprotected sex, so it was bound to happen sometime with the other. When I told him, he was so happy. I had mixed feelings though, because I wanted to get some things out of the way first before having a baby, such as a degree, job, money in the bank, and maybe a house. Oh well, I just got to put them things on hold for now. My body has started to change in every way. I didn't feel attractive anymore, even though he was telling me I was. He gave me foot massages because they were swollen, put cushions behind my back. He made me feel like a queen. Things were good. One evening, we were relaxing on the couch talking about our future. Suddenly, I started to feel contractions, so I stood up. I felt something warm running down my leg. My water broke. I was taken into hospital. I went into labour. I'd never felt so much pain in my life. I gave birth to a baby boy. I thought giving birth was the hardest part, but waking up 4 or 5 times in the night wasn't easy. It was like a full-time job, no lie, eventually. It took a toll on me mentally, emotionally, and physically. I was feeling sad, stressed out. I didn't feel sexual anymore. And to make matters worse, he started to get abusive towards me verbally. That was one of the red flags that I naively put down to stress. I became in denial. Each time they manifested, I found an excuse for him. I suspected that he was cheating on me. I thought I was being paranoid. He started coming home late and went to the other room to speak on the phone. I tried to check his phone whilst he was asleep, but he constantly kept changing the password. I knew something was fishy. I went to the sexual health clinic for a checkup. I was surprised when I was told I had chlamydia, a sexually transmitted disease. I was so furious. I pulled him up about it. I told him I had chlamydia. Can you believe he accused me of cheating when I had never been with anyone else but him? So I said, you must have caught it from the person who you always leave the room to talk to on the phone, not me. I guess the truth really hurt, because the moment I said that, the abuse had now gone from verbal to physical. He gave me a slap across the face. All I could see was darkness and twinkling stars. My eardrums were ringing like a bell. I didn't expect that at all. I started to think, is this normal? I was so scared. I moved back into my parents, but I didn't tell them why. But they could see something wasn't right. They knew I was hiding something. This happened on numerous occasions over a 4-year period. Each time he apologised, told me how sorry and stressed out he was, and how he cannot live without me. I stupidly believed him and moved back in. You know the sad thing about it? I kept covering for him. I had bruises, and I told everyone it was from sparring at the gym. What gym? Must have been the gym at home, because I was the punching bag. I didn't even have the energy to go to the gym since I had the baby. I lied to everyone, because I loved him, but most of all I lied to myself, all because I was scared of what he'd do to me if I told anyone, and I didn't want to lose him. I kept telling myself that he would change, but if I'm honest, it was only getting worse. I remembered hearing him on the phone, telling someone how sorry he was and how he would make it up to them. I can only assume it was one of his side chicks, because when I asked who he was on the phone talking to, he got so defensive and told me to mind my own business whilst bending my index finger backwards. I pissed myself. Can you imagine how painful that was? Just remembering gives me shivers. That was the last straw for me. I moved back in with my parents as a different person. I was battered, bruised and broken, and I lost all confidence in myself. He was my first boyfriend. I certainly had a different outlook of guys. He came begging me to come back on many occasions. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about it until a female friend of his came to see me. She was a young lady called Brenda. I thought her name rang a bell, until she said, I was the chick on the side. I was that person he's always talking to on the phone. I was the one he was with all the nights before he went home to you, and for that I am deeply sorry. I was naive then. I desperately need your help. She explained that they've been living together for the last 6 months. She explained all the agony he'd inflicted on her. Selfishly, I thought, serves you right. That's what you get for coming between us. She later explained how she retaliated with a baseball bat to his head and kneecap. She was facing jail term, and she needed my help to testify against him. I mean, she mashed him up properly, something I didn't have the guts to do. She earned my respect right there. How could I not help her? I put my selfishness aside and put a brave face on, what was left of it, and did the right thing. Even though he was out of my life mentally, I was still terrified of him. That's the effect your abuser can have on you. Just thinking about facing him made my stomach churn. I composed myself and testified to stop him from doing the same thing or worse to other women. He got 3 months in prison and was ordered to attend an anger management group. A slap on the wrist, really. And what did I get? A lifetime of mental and emotional scars. Can you relate to this story? Share this story to help raise awareness and stop violence against women and girls.